So now that we have this basically set up, we can adjust the animation of it. And if that sounds intimidating, really all we're doing is just changing how it looks over time. So let's do an easy one. This subtext right here. Let's go ahead and select that. And then up here in the inspector, if you scroll down, there's an attribute called write on. Write on is kind of like typing on a typewriter. So if we take this little dot here next to where it says end and we drag it back and forth, we can see it kind of types those letters on just like we were typing it on a typewriter, right? So the cool thing is that we can tell this dot to be at a certain place at a certain time and it will animate. So let's say we want this to be completely done animating so we can read it in like 1 second, right? So 1/1000, it's done. We can read it, right? Well, we can go to the time where we want this to be completely done, which would be about 30 frames because that's our frame rate. Just grab this playhead here in the timeline. I'll leave that at about 30. And at that time, we'll tell this write on to be at this exact place. The way that we do that is by clicking on this little diamond right here. This is a keyframe diamond. I'll click on that. And right now it's just saying, okay, at 30 frames, start needs to be at 0 and end needs to be at 1. That's all it's doing. So we can move back in time to frame 0. So when this starts, we can tell this to be a different value. You'll notice this diamond isn't orange anymore. That's because we haven't told it to do anything on this frame. So let's take this end dot and move it all the way to the left. And now it turns orange. What that means is that we're on a keyframe. A keyframe is just doing exactly what we're doing, telling it to be at a certain place at a certain time. A keyframe is like the boss of any of these properties here. So at frame 0, we're going to be at 0. And as we go forward in time, it animates this little dot to move up. And it types that text on. Pretty cool, right? If this makes sense to you, you can do so much stuff. Oh my goodness.